Hello and welcome to Scary Movie and a Sandwich, a show all about comfort foods and horror movies. I'm your host, Artem Yatsanov. On every episode of Scary Movie and a Sandwich, my guests and I pair a perfect sandwich with a carefully curated horror film, and together we dive deep and digest and dissect the hidden layers and hidden meanings of both the sandwich and the movie. Our show is recorded at Keyframe Studios in sunny Hollywood, California, and is produced by Craig Lewis. Our show is edited by Zoe Hellings. Zoe Hellings is a filmmaker to watch, working out of Los Angeles, California. And you can follow Zoe's work at zoe.hellings on YouTube and Instagram. Our horror synopsis correspondent is, as always, the intrepid Antonia Lassar. You can follow Antonia's work at Antonia Lassar on Instagram and TikTok, as well as on her podcast, Yenta Pod. And lastly, our original artwork comes from our master of visuals, Luther Thompson. You can follow Luther's work at Tats Thompson on Instagram. We're so excited to have you with us on Scary Movie and a Sandwich, a show for anyone who's ever been afraid or hungry. Enjoy.
Talk to me about the art world and how you feel it's represented in Velvet Buzzsaw.
I actually think it's represented pretty well.
Like, you've met those people?
Yeah. And like, I was just at Freeze a couple weeks ago, and the beginning scene is literally what I was at. Like, it was to the T. And some of the artwork in the show was like better than some of the artwork I might have seen at Freeze. You know, it was like whoever did the art direction and the curation of the movie was really good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Art is dangerous.
Art is dangerous.
Kids, don't do art.
Bad reviews are dangerous.
Welcome to Scary Movie and a Sandwich. I'm your host, Artem. On this show, we talk about scary things and tasty foods. With me today is a brilliant guest. She is a fine artist. She's a painter, a photographer, and overall kind of just a brilliant, generous, artistic person that I'm really grateful to know. With me is Rachel Berkowitz. Welcome. Hi.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, it's my pleasure. Honestly, I'm really excited to talk to like a person who is a visual artist. We have a fantastic movie today to talk about. Well, an interesting movie, a weird movie.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
And we have a sandwich that is going to arrive in the studio at some point.
I'm so excited.
So you're here with us live for the delivery of the sandwich. Rachel, can you tell us what we are watching and eating today?
So we're watching Velvet Buzzsaw.
Yes.
And it's a very pretentious movie about the art world.
The movie's pretentious. We're not pretentious. Okay, just so
We're not pretentious.
We're not pretentious.
But the movie is very pretentious. And the sandwich is actually really pretentious too.
Okay.
So the sandwich is La Favolosa, or La Favoloso. La Favolosa, let's say.
Yeah.
Which means the favorite. And it's from All'Antico Vinaio, which is an amazing sandwich shop from Italy.
Wait, and what's the story with it being the favorite?
So it's just like the favorite sandwich. I think it's very particular to that sandwich shop. I've never seen it anywhere else.
Okay.
Because they make their own creams, everything like goes together.
Yeah.
Here, they let you kind of like mix and match stuff. In Italy, they don't let you make any changes to any sandwich.
Do you know what I've heard?
It's like rude.
Yeah. I've heard that's just like a general. There's like a sort of food culture thing of like, or like you get, in Italy, a flatbread, like that we like here transfer it to a pizza, but there it's like, no, we're not gonna make any changes.
Yeah.
This is it.
They're like, this is how it's supposed to taste. Exactly.
Talk about the pretentiousness of art, right?
Yeah, and everything's imported. Every ingredient's imported from the sandwich, and Italy's the best for all of those ingredients, just like Italy's the best for art history. So there we go.
Okay, wow,
nice comparison there.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing here. Okay, well, folks, we're looking forward to getting to know the sandwich. If you would like to get to know the movie, it's currently available on Netflix. But if you don't have time for that, we have for you an all-original synopsis for The Velvet Buzzsaw right now.
Hey there, sandwiches. It's me, Antonia, here to do the best part of the episode, the synopsis. I've been hired for thousands of dollars to provide this synopsis because I hate scary movies. I don't watch them. I have better things to do. And so I haven't seen this scary movie, but I have read the synopsis, and watched the trailer, which is sort of a new thing we're trying, and I don't like it. And I am going to tell you all about this stupid movie that is a waste of your freaking time. Okay, the movie is Velvet Buzzsaw. It's all about the LA art world, which honestly, as someone who's like kind of in the LA art world, like I do love to see it. Ripe for horror movie. And it's like a sort of satire slash horror movie. Okay, this is like a classic, like greedy people find a relic that they're not supposed to do anything with. They take the relic because they're greedy, they get punished for it. Like, I feel like this is a formula to a movie that we've seen like thousands of times. But basically, in this one, it's like Jake Gyllenhaal is this like big fancy art critic, big body posture that he's giving, real haircut, strong glasses. Then we have Renee Russo. She's a gallery owner, a lot of personality. Her assistant, Zawe Ashton, also a lot of personality. Zawe finds her neighbor dead one day, and it turns out that the neighbor collects art, and he's got these like gruesome paintings, and he wrote in his will that like when he died, these paintings should be destroyed and they should never ever be sold. Okay, classic, we get it. Zawe, however, in the ancient fable, is too greedy, and so she brings the paintings to her boss, the gallery owner, and is like, maybe we should sell these. And the gallery owner is like, we should definitely sell these. And then like, you know, greed ensues. So they start like selling the paintings blow up, they become super popular, go art world. And then basically the rest of the movie is just every single character who's exhibited some sort of like greediness or like impurity of spirit, they all get murdered in crazy ways by the art itself coming to life, because it's like these paintings were like infected with demonic forces. And so then stuff starts coming to life and killing people. Let's do a summary of that. Okay, Billy Magnuson is an art handler who steals one of the paintings. He gets killed by the monkeys in the paintings. The monkeys come to life, reach out of the painting, and strangle him to death. Toni Collette, love her, she's a gallery owner. She gets killed by a giant metal sculpture that sucks her into the sculpture and kills her. Tom Sturridge plays an art curator who's killed by an installation piece that looks like the interior of a house, and when he's inside it, the house comes alive, grabs his ascot, and hangs him by the ascot. Zawe Ashton, who's the assistant who started all of this, she gets killed by being trapped in paint, turned into the art itself, but she's like suffocated and killed by the paint. Then there are 3 people who don't die because, oh, they're pure of heart. Wait, no, we'll get to them later. Then Jake Gyllenhaal dies because he, the art critic, gets beaten to death by an animatronic sculpture of Uncle Sam, obviously. And finally, Renee Russo is killed. She's a gallery owner, and she gets her head sawed off by her own buzzsaw tattoo that's on the back of her neck, Velvet Buzzsaw. Title. She gets her head sawed off by her own tattoo. Honestly, that's fun. Then there are 3 people who don't die because they're pure of spirit and they're artists, whatever. You don't need to care about them. It's so boring when people are pure of spirit. And basically, like, that's the film. We end on John Malkovich, who's one of the people who survives. He's an artist, and it ends on him, like, being pure and making art just, like, for art's sake. And he's, like, on a beach, like, drawing spirals in the sand. Very sophisticated. And so that's the sort of, like, Microsoft screensaver ending of it all. This movie sounds, honestly, without the horror, I think I would enjoy critiquing this film. It's like, it sounds dumb, but in a way that I'd like to hate. Anyway, I'm Antonia. I'm perfect. Don't watch this movie. Watch me instead. Just like Google me, Antonia Lassar. You'll find all my jokes. They're fun. This has been another synopsis, and I love you. Bye.
Wow. Okay. Nailed it.
Loved it.
Loved it. Incredible.
Loved it.
Stunning. 10 out of 10.
Great synopsis.
Okay. Now we know a lot about Velvet Buzzsaw. Let's get into the tasty chats. Rach, let's talk about this movie, and so let's talk about art.
Yes.
Yes. So talk to me a little bit about, like, if someone has never engaged with your art before, what do you like want them to know about what your art means to you, or what you're trying to accomplish with your art?
So I don't ever want my artwork to be something that you kind of walk by. Like, I don't want you to look at my art, say in a gallery show or in a group show, and just like look at it and then walk away. I want my artwork to be like, I want you to have questions when you see it, where you don't necessarily have to read the title or my artist statement, where you can just, the visual aspect of my artwork, I want that to draw you in. So I want artwork that you can continuously like find things in it that kind of tell your own story, at least with my abstract pieces. And then with my more like figurative works, different kinds of series, I want the same like subtle references in there, but I want you to be able to discover them yourself. Kind of like when you like read a mystery or you watch a mystery and you feel like you're really smart because you're like, oh wait, I could figure that out before I knew the answer. So I want like my audience to kind of like have fun with my pieces and kind of figure things out for themselves the more that they look at my art. So it's like an experience almost. Yeah.
It seems like there's an amount of like intention to like the storytelling of the art piece that comes. What are some like recent pieces that you worked on and like the storytelling that you wanted to kind of imbue or
so actually right now I'm working on a series and it's called Exposing Pacynthia. And Pacynthia is a Greek goddess, which like no one's heard of because she's known because she's the goddess of hallucination, meditation, dreams, and like surreal. So she's all about relaxing. And I find that amazing. And she's never highlighted. She's like in literature, in Greek literature, but she's not someone that we like know about. So I kind of wanted to highlight her as like a modern Pacynthia. And so I'm taking this idea of like a boss woman who's really busy and chaotic all the time, who never kind of makes time for herself, which is like a reference kind of to me and to lots of people that I know.
Yeah.
So I'm creating these scenes in all of the paintings where there's all these references to being calm, being meditative, being at one with yourself, self-care, like different rituals you might do to like feel calm in an anxious world.
Yeah.
And I want people to like find those references themselves within the different paintings. And they're also a little bit meta. There's always like a painting of mine in there that's supposed to reference something to do with it. So like some of my paintings are like about like enjoying nature or feeling worthy, feeling a sense of self-worth. So those paintings are kind of like in the midst of the paintings. They're like meta paintings kind of.
Yeah, well, I was gonna just ask, like, what drew you to like take this, I mean, I guess meta approach, but also like why were you drawn specifically to wait, what is it?
Pacynthia. So I saw a painting in London at the Royal Academy, and it was just this beautiful woman, like kind of like lazily sleeping, kind of like really like not like attractively sleeping. Like she was attractive, but it was just very like slumber.
But it's a real genre of old paintings of women reclining.
Yeah, and the painting's called Flaming June, and you can look it up, and it's beautiful. And she has this like gorgeous red dress, and she's just like really hot, and you can tell it's summer, and you can tell she's just chilling.
Yeah.
And I then saw my friend in Italy, and I went with Greg to go visit her in Bologna, and her essence is that like this girl just like lives to chill. And I've never really met someone like that before. So I started taking a bunch of photographs of her, just kind of chilling in her aura. And it made me realize that like, I want to see a painting series that embodies that aura. Like everybody needs a break. Everyone needs to relax.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to like take time for themselves and like show some self-care, especially women. I feel like people consider it as like lazy when really it's like very important for us.
Yeah, to reset, to recalibrate, right? And then, wow, that's amazing. That's
what my most recent stuff is about.
Honestly, this is like such a like deep a deep approach to just thinking about what your art can communicate and what it's going to talk to.
Yeah.
Let's pivot that to the movie for a second. I think we have a lot of representations of art in this movie that I found myself thinking, what is it communicating?
Yeah.
Who is it for? Like, I think the movie like talks a lot about the commodification of art, like the price of things, right? And so that right away makes a kind of conversation of like, who's the audience? Who's taking away the message of like, hey, you should relax. You know, women takes space to reset, right?
But that's really interesting because I feel like some artists only do art for themselves, like the guy in the movie, Dees. I feel like he made artwork because he had just like some really messed up brain, and he like had to make this artwork because it helped relieve him. I think art relieves people of an emotion, and his emotion was not meant to be seen by other people. Whereas my emotions, I want to inspire other people to feel that way because I think it's important. Whereas his was like really messed up. So his art had a totally different like approach and meaning to it than some of the other art that exists in this world. So,
and that does speak to like the age-old conversation of like the art and the artist.
Yeah.
You know, like, can we separate them?
Yeah, I think we can, because clearly in this movie, I mean, they didn't really know that much about him. Obviously, they were trying to know more about him, and then eventually they realized he was this crazy guy. But I don't really think that many people care as much as it's perceived that they should.
Yeah.
Most of the artists that we think are the best artists in the world are pedophiles, assholes, just people who have done some messed up stuff, and we still praise them and love their art and them. But really, we love their art more than we know about them. I think.
Man, Rich, this is a deep like take right away, because I really resonate with it, because I think it's such a difficult thing to say. Oh yeah, just don't think about what this person did. Don't think about the sexism, the sexual abuse. Don't think about their politics. You know, and there is this desire to just connect with the way the art has made you feel. To me, it feels...
It changes things, doesn't it, when you find out?
And to me, it makes me feel like when we have these responses, it's not about the artist. It's about what you're having the response with.
Yeah.
And then you're having a hard time reconciling, well, what if this art is connected to a thing you really don't, you know, and it don't support, enjoy, can't possibly reconcile with, and so you're doing this thing where you're almost like editing that element out.
Yeah.
And so it is an interesting question. Can you separate?
But I think that you can. I think art history shows us that.
Okay.
And what shows are showcased still from artists who have long passed away, who have kind of bad histories to them. People still are inspired by their art consistently. And I don't think cancel culture exists the same way in the art world as it does in like the music world. I think it's a little different.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because it's not like you're going to see the artists perform.
Talk to me about
just a different vibe.
Talk to me about the art world and how you feel it's represented in Velvet Buzzsaw.
So I actually think it's represented pretty well. And I really like the concept of some of the art pieces, like that really big metal one where you put your hand in and you see how you feel.
Right.
I thought that was cool. I've like thought about that idea, and when they did it, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that works. That's cool. So, and I get it. And also it's all about hype. And I think they represented hype really well.
Yeah. That's a big one, because I think that kind of ties into like how we think about the artist. We can bring the price up. Does the artist have lore, myth? You know, there's just some mystique, right? Oh, it's an up and coming artist. Great. Like their work might appreciate over time, so let's charge a lot for it now because it's only going to grow. You know, and you have the new artist. You have Malkovich being an old artist who's maybe trying to make a comeback.
But it's all about what the galleries say, which is true too. Like, yes, it was about the emerging artist, that no one's ever heard of. But if it wasn't that gallery saying that, I don't think it would have had the same lore. I feel like amazing. It's the spin that the people in charge can say. And it's all about that hype. I think they're the best artists in the world maybe haven't even been discovered by galleries. So it's like who you know, who you can get it in front of. Yeah, that's the art world.
It's awesome, because I think in the movie they play with this idea that the art itself is so like seductive, compelling. They like see it and they're like, we have to, when people see this, they're gonna lose their minds, right? Like, and it's hard to tell whether they're thinking of it from a business perspective or from a I'm touched by the art, but it almost seems like the two sort of come together.
Oh, I think they come together. Yeah,
right?
I think that the people who run these galleries have to kind of be into the artwork, unless it's a big name like the John Malkovich character.
His character's name's Piers.
Yeah, so Piers, he was already known from the gallery scene. So they didn't really like his current art. You could tell at the end when she visited his studio and he had like one shitty piece and she was like, is this it?
Yeah.
What do we do? So his name was already heightened. Yeah. So they can pretend to like his art because he did have some good artwork and he was like glorified by the galleries. But I think in the beginning, when an artist is like emerging, I think the galleries definitely have to be like kind of into the artwork. It's not just like if they think it's sellable, I think they have to kind of like it too in order to sell it. They have to be able to talk about it.
It is such a interesting thing that you're making me think about like how much you have to be a fan or not
Yeah.
of the medium, you know. I mean, look, let's get a little pretentious here. You know, I used to direct a lot of theater back on the East Coast, and I just had a habit of going to a ton of shows, and my expectation was that I was going to see absolute shit.
Mm-hmm.
And my sort of go-to recreational thing, you know, me and my wife would go to shows, and we would just, our pastime would be taking the train home and talking shit about it for, you know, a couple hours. And I think it's very jaded, because when you're seeing a ton of artwork all the time, right? Performances and or art pieces, and you're sort of as like, do I just like hate theater? Like, is that why I'm so negative all the time?
Oh, I feel that way all the time.
Right.
I go to like so many gallery shows, and Greg can attest to that. But sometimes it feels like you're just, am I a mean person? Do I just not enjoy other people's artwork? But then I'll go to a show like a week later and I'll be obsessed, and I'll be like, okay, there's hope. I am judgmental, but you have to be judgmental in order to appreciate the really good stuff.
Yes. You're so eager to talk shit about it because you love the medium so much.
I love it so
you
much,
love the artwork
and I know so much about it. Exactly.
Right. That
you have to, you have to appreciate the concept of theater as well, and then the execution. And if the concept's there but the execution is bad, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's funny.
And vice versa.
You can't be a fan of something without sometimes being a complete asshole about it.
Yeah.
Right?
And sometimes I'll go to an art show, I'll be like, oh, this stuff's cool, it looks great. And then I'll read the artist statement and I'll be like, nah, I like it less now. So really it has to have both. It has to have a good concept and a good execution.
One of the questions I think I sent over to you that I was being cheeky about, I was like, how much should art cost?
Yeah.
What should we charge for it?
We should charge for it however much someone wants to pay for it.
That's really interesting.
That's what I think.
Why do you as an artist feel people want to buy or own art?
Because, well, every place in the universe looks better with art in it, in my opinion.
I love that answer. That's great.
I mean, I remember people's houses as a kid, and I won't remember the house, but I remember the artwork they had in their house. I'll always look at people's art in their house because I think it's about like who you are. How are you curating your house? It doesn't have to be expensive art, but if it has a story to it, which most art does, if you're just like a random person, you're buying a piece of art, there's normally some kind of association with that art, even if you don't know the artist. I think art is so important. It's the one thing that's been recurring in history, and I don't think artists will ever like lose their jobs. Just like, I think it's like artists, doctors, and lawyers or something have been around since like the beginning of time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So art is history. I mean, it's like we had art before we had cameras. So it shows us how we live our life right now. And I think good art shows us how we live our life right now, and how is the artist able to implement that modernity into their artwork while being timeless at the same time.
Wow. One of our main characters in this movie.
Morph.
Morph.
Oh, I love him. I think he is fab.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal too, especially a gay Jake Gyllenhaal who turns straight in the movie, which is very rare.
He's very fluid, you know. He's doing it all.
So art-world.
Art-world, yeah. I love his mannerisms. I love the way he walks.
Yes, he killed it.
He killed that character. He struck me so interesting. Is like we have these really big, pretentious characters who have big feelings, big egos. They make big statements, and he seems to present the idea that he is authentically in it for the love of the art. Mm-hmm. That this means a lot to him, but yet he's reviewing things. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with criticism or self-reflection or judgment? I think
it depends who's giving it. I think I respect people whose work I've read. I like Jerry Saltz, for an example. He's an art critic.
Okay.
I sometimes agree with art critics. Sometimes I don't. I think it just depends how well respected they are and their own taste. So every art critic has their own taste.
What do you look for in their observations? A historical context, or
not necessarily. It's just how maybe they interpret it. If they interpret a piece in a way that I agree with, if they like showcase a piece and I'm like, that piece is great, and they talk about why they think it's great, and I go, I agree, then I probably will like most of the rest of their criticism. And then when they say the reasons why they don't like a piece, like sometimes I'll go to an art show. I have to say, this is really pretentious of me. Please. And I think the work is meh. And then I read the art statement and I'm like, oh, the artist didn't even write this. Like, this is clearly the gallery just wrote this to try and make the art sound good. And then I'll go online and I'll be like, I wonder what everyone else thinks. And then I'll read criticisms. And if they agree with me, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, it makes me feel like I'm not some like salty,
pretentious brat.
pretentious. Yeah.
But when they don't agree with you, you're like,
But when
what
they
am
don't
I
agree with me, I'm
missing?
like, what am I missing?
Yeah.
Did I just not enjoy this? And then art is subjective. So yeah, you're not going to enjoy some art that other people enjoy, and then you're going to love art that maybe other people didn't enjoy. So I think it's just like, it has to be, there's a little bit of art for everybody, and not every piece of art is going to be for everybody.
Right.
So that's something that I have to like remember too.
I'm always blindsided when I have like a very strong feeling about something, and somebody like, you know, I've just watched something and I'll be like, oh God, this is such garbage. And I talked to somebody and they were like, wasn't that amazing? And I am such a yes-ander, where I'm like, wow, it really was impressed. Like, I like immediately like I feel so bad to not validate that, because of course
I can't do that.
I like, and then I walk away from the interaction being like, why did they like it? Why? And then I'm like judging myself, like, why didn't I like it? And of course, like, I usually come back to the fact being like, well, no, of course I'm right. That person's insane. But then I'm like, why is that person not on my side?
See,
you know, like,
I have a problem with that. I'm not
you're
like
just
you.
like, boom.
I struggle to pretend to like something if I don't, because I think my facial expression just gives it everything. So if someone shows me something and they say they really like it and I don't like it, I'm just gonna be honest. Also, like, I don't like some of the things that I've done now. I look back on it and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But if someone told me that, I'd still be like, oh, like, it's hurtful, because it's like a part of you, you know, you've spent the time to create something, and if it really sucks, then you need to keep going and make more things. You shouldn't be discouraged to keep creating, even if what you've made sucks. I think an art is all about experimentation. So if you experimented with something and it didn't get received well, just try something new, try something different.
In this movie, they give us a couple examples of how intense Morse criticism impacts other people.
They do. Yeah. So he criticizes that like robot AI thing that looks at you and says,
it's like, I built the railroad.
Yeah, like, do you love me? Don't you remember? Are you crying? It's just like asks emotional questions to you.
Oh, that might be another. Is it the same robot?
Same robot, yeah.
Oh my God. The one that's like dressed like Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
And he's on crutches for some reason.
Yeah, I think that Morph doesn't like it because I don't think he really connected with it. So the fact that he ends up dying because the robot comes back and attacks him is very interesting, because like he ruined the artist's life, right? The artist was like in a coma or something after the bad review. The gallery couldn't sell the artwork or something like that because his review is so well respected. But I think that was an exaggeration. I don't think reviews really make that much of a difference in the art world, the way that they presented it here.
Yeah.
It depends.
Interesting.
Yeah. That I think was exaggerated.
We also have a surprise arrival. Our guest of the hour is here.
Wow.
The
Sandwiches
sandwich.
are here.
Oh my goodness.
Whew. Okay.
Oh shit.
It's called La Favolosa. Are you kidding me?
This is just.
Are you kidding
you
me?
can have like 3 meals with this, I think. We've got eggplant in there.
Mm-hmm.
Artichoke cream. Everything's handmade.
Wow. Creamy. Got a little bit of, just got a little zing from the spicy eggplants. The spicy eggplants is such a nice touch. The salami is like decadent.
The salami's the best, huh?
Oh
And
my
the fresh focaccia, they make it fresh every day.
Oh my God, Rachel, you did
This is the
not
best
disappoint.
sandwich ever.
You did not disappoint. This is fantastic. It's very large.
The sandwich is like art, isn't it?
As an artist, talk to me about the storytelling here, the experience.
Of the sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, fine art is carefully curated. Just like the 5 ingredients in this sandwich. Each ingredient is very purposeful, and every ingredient matches together, so it's like a perfect flavor profile, you know. And in Italy, you're not allowed substitutions, because this is how they want you to eat it.
Yeah.
And you see everyone just like on the street just like eating it the second they get it, which is how you're supposed to eat it too. You're not supposed to like take it home and wait hours and put it in the fridge, because it's not right, you know. immediate satisfaction, which should be art as well. You should see a piece and immediately love it or immediately not love it.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is honestly, that is an artist's statement, critique. That is a way to break down a sandwich in the most like fine art way possible.
And it's kind of salty and a little bit spicy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like a little sweetness to it, maybe from the salami.
L'Antico Vinaio. Absolutely crushing it. This is amazing. Thank you for introducing this to us and for bringing this into our lives.
Oh, you're welcome.
Honestly.
I want it all the time.
This sandwich really kind of gives me, for some reason, I feel like I know you better now. There's something about this sandwich that has like some of the finer things, but also just the right amount, just the right proportions.
It's like very complex, but also very simple.
Yeah. You know what you like, what you know we don't like. I think that there's something about that as an artist to have that critical eye. You know, because you open up yourself to so many different experiences. I mean, like in Velvet Buzzsaw, we saw all these different variations of art, right? Somebody's whole thing is, I'm gonna make these installation pieces. I make a giant ball, and you put your hand inside of it, and you feel something. Whatever that artist, this fantastical artist, is making next, is going to be different than what John Malkovich's character does, which is these sort of like monochrome
like paintings
with like splashes, right? And it's interesting how you could be open to a lot of different things, and really have a precise eye for here's what I like, here's what I don't like.
I think as an artist, I like so many different kinds of art. Like some of my favorite artwork in the world is like sculptures. So I feel like it's really important to not like single yourself out in one category. To appreciate art, you kind of have to appreciate everything that's good. Maybe it's an installation piece that works with sound. Maybe it's a painting. Maybe it's like a sculpture. But I think good art can be all different forms. And you can be a good critique like Morph, who just appreciates like just good art. Doesn't matter kind of what it is, as long as it's good, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
So I went to go see a huge exhibition of Marina Abramovich, her whole portfolio. So it was like videos of her performance pieces with a performance piece in the show. And it was amazing, in my opinion. But like so many people hate performance art because they think it's just like stupid and like naff and like one of them is like you walk past a naked person but you have to like brush their boobs and their butt as you walk in, and like that's the piece,
right?
Like the piece is like just to make you feel uncomfortable with like brushing past a naked person. But I feel like the way that she's like kind of expanded her career with this like style of performative art that like no one else was really doing. People were trying it, but she was the best. I think that that's amazing. Like I appreciate that as art in the art world. And lots of people who don't really know the history of performance art probably don't. And I've heard a lot of people kind of shit on her. But I think she's great.
That's a really interesting observation. It talks to like the context of the art because, right, there's a lot of like art references itself a lot. So if you don't know the foundational thing that it's referring to, we're really quickly like lost in the sauce. And I spend a lot of time around experimental performing artists in New York, and it is fascinating because there's the element of just me as a spectator going, what does this do for me live in the moment, you know, outside of any context, right? And then there's like this interesting invitation to like, oh, here's the history, you know, when they make this movement and when they cross the stage here and this light turned on, this was a reference to this thing over here, and that piece was referencing this like triptych of paintings, blah blah blah, and in those paintings the blah blah blah, the person in that painting was a famous pianist, and so you do these like weird,
but I think kind of that goes back to the thing I said in the beginning where the execution has to be as good as the concept. So yes, that concept, you're talking about all the concept behind the work, but if the work itself doesn't showcase that well, then I don't think it's a strong piece. But if the execution's amazing, plus all this concept where you can like research and find out the history about it, which maybe necessarily you didn't know, but you want to now know, and you want to do extra reading on it because you loved the execution of the piece, then that piece is working. Then that piece is a strong piece of art.
That is, I think, the best way to kind of break it down. I have definitely seen a lot of work where the concept's strong, execution, no thank you. You know? Yeah. And it's true. It's, you want to say a lot, but you don't quite have the tools to express it. You know, like, can you tell me a little bit about your like process of like discovering what you like to create?
Well, I think every art stems from emotion, even if it's like political art, social art, whatever the end concept is. I think that all art stems from something that you feel inside. You feel a need to create something. Maybe it's a therapeutic way, like Dees. Like he has to make this art because it's his way of like releasing his demons. But for some people, it's just like a therapy where they just have to like create. And for me, I realized it's like a very healing thing, and it's something that I'm able to like give to other people, whether it's a class, whether it's my own artwork that they have in their home, whether it's a show, an experience. I've realized that can reach people, like that deep sense of like therapy and healing. So I've kind of played into that. But I also think I think my artwork is very serious, but I'm very playful when I create it. Like you have to be like, you can't think seriously when you're making art. Like you have to just like let your mind go and just like enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying it, then what are you doing, really? It should be fun. It should be a playful experience. You shouldn't like have in your head that it's this like serious thing. In the end, when you finish the artwork, then you can like take it seriously. Take yourself seriously as an artist, but don't take what you're doing seriously. Enjoy it. Have fun with it.
This is good advice because I think it's really hard to accept. I think for me a little bit, but also I think there's a lot of artists I know who have a difficult time separating how important they feel that their art needs to be and how they need to conduct themselves in order to achieve it, you know?
I think you're not going to make good art if you're overthinking something and you're not enjoying what you're making.
Yeah.
I like art, whether it's music, whether it's a theater show. If I see someone enjoying themselves, like say I'm like watching a friend play music on stage and I see them like really smiling and getting into it, and you can feel that they love what they're doing. Like you can feel their passion. I think the same way about all art forms. I think you have to be passionate and love what you're doing and want to put everything into it. And that's fun. It should be fun for you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's stressful. Yes, the money part of it is stressful. And then you have to worry about selling it after. But I think the creating of it has to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people won't feel that joy.
It's a good message.
Or sadness, you know? Any kind of emotion.
I think it kind of goes full circle back to like your sort of ultimately the art is coming from you, and so I have to, it's by creating the art I have to feed myself somehow. I need to make myself happier, you know. And
yeah, but then like with Dees, like he made his art because he was this like tortured soul, probably made him feel better, but he didn't want people to see that.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is the thing that I was really curious about, just getting really in the weeds here, being like, does art want to exist? You know, does art have like, you know, do we think of art as like a sentient thing? Like to me, I'm almost like, did Dees need to work these things out, or was he like haunted? Was he possessed? Was something else working through him? You know how
I think
sometimes
he was
as an
able
artist
to live as long as he did without like killing himself, probably. Because he had all this like guilt inside of him from all the terrible things he had done. And I think art was his way of like kind of being able to live a normal life, but like feeding all of these like terrible things onto the canvas.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it was like his therapy.
So your take is that he was painting the things that he had done or experienced.
Yeah, or that like all the demons that he kind of had inside himself just like spewing onto the canvas. But I think the act of doing it was his art rather than the final product.
Interesting.
So that's why he didn't care that they were all burnt. It was like it was almost like maybe his was like a performance piece. You could look at it in that sense.
I looked at it really pessimistically. I was like, I think these pieces are cursed, and he knew they were cursed, and he knew that by saying they should be destroyed, he was guaranteed that some hungry gallery owner is gonna not destroy them, and he wanted to fuck with people.
I think he was trying to protect people because he knew they were cursed.
Wow.
He knew he had all these demons.
I love that you're saying you're trying to see the best in this this visual artist.
Yeah. I'd also probably think that he probably didn't even realize that they were good paintings.
Oh.
Maybe he thought that they were just like, ugh, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. He just
and
needed to work it out.
They felt something, not necessarily a good thing, but they felt an emotion.
That kind of feels like sometimes when like actors talk about like making movies, but they don't watch them. I made it. I walked away. My thing was I just like being on camera and doing the thing in the room, but I can't stand to watch myself. I'm like, oh, that's really fascinating.
So it's the performance part of it.
You just like leave it all on the floor, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I want to make sure we talk about how people die in this movie.
I love it.
There's things that people keep going and people dying.
I love that almost everyone dies.
Yes. Let's do a quick like recap of your fave kills and how the art was used.
I like the way the art was used in the last kill.
Okay.
of the Velvet Buzzsaw actual kill, with her tattoo that just killed her. Not because of the tattoo, but I liked how she had that painting in her house. I don't know if you remember it.
Yep.
And it was like a woman, and she's sitting with
Next to
her
a
little
cat.
naked cat, and looking really sad, and like you can't see the woman's face.
And there's
but
these
it's
two
very
shadows
haunting. The two
looming.
shadows, very haunting image. And I love that, like at the end, she just like puts it away, and then she becomes that image. She goes to the side of the house where the pool is, and she sits down, and her cat comes, and then she dies.
Yeah.
I love that, like she became that painting.
That one was fun
That's
because they
cool.
kept having you think that other things were gonna like kill her.
Yeah.
Something's gonna fall on her or something, or for some reason I kept thinking about like, is the cat gonna become really weird? And
Yeah.
because we saw like somebody get killed by monkeys earlier, we're like, well, maybe this cat's all fucked up now.
But that was smart. I like
was
that
good.
one.
That was good.
I also like the one where
Classy.
Josephine goes into the like art collective street art gallery, and then all the paint starts dripping from all of the paintings, and it slowly oozes into her body, and then she becomes morphed into this like mural.
Yeah, I
on
love
the
that.
side of the
I love
building.
that for a moment that mural doesn't exist, or that space doesn't exist, and it's just sort of is like, ooh, here's a pop-up gallery. You didn't even notice it was here. Like I like that she disappears into it completely. For some reason, not watching that one, I was like, I wonder what that feels like. Like for some
Yeah,
reason, it'd
because
be
she
like,
didn't notice it
it's
kind of creeping up on her body. Maybe it
painting.
wasn't painful. It was just like, oh no, I'm dead now. I can't move forever, and I'm in a wall.
right until she looked at it, she didn't realize it was. But it was like
Yeah.
already all up her body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt very like a virus spreading her through her.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
was a good one.
That was a cool one. Well, the hanging.
The
The hanging was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Typical.
yeah.
Someone hung themselves.
That
Be
better.
more creative. You know?
I thought there were so many other ways that he could have died of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he suddenly walked into this installation and suddenly all the walls closed, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, and there's all these suitcases everywhere, and I thought, are the walls gonna close in and he's gonna get crushed by it?
Yeah.
And so I also didn't quite connect with like, and suddenly there's a hand that reached out.
Yeah. What's a hand? Where'd the hand come from? Weird. But then I like the one of the lady who reached into the like.
Love it. Toni Collette can do no
Yeah,
wrong.
and then all of a sudden there's blood everywhere, and then the kids come in the morning, and then there's pools of blood, and there's a dead woman,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, what a cool art installation!"
It's a really good.
I love that.
That whole
I think
sequence is really
cool,
funny, and
yeah.
the way it's being told, that's just Josephine's just like, they didn't know she was dead. They thought it was part of the art until kids started walking around in the blood.
And they're like
But now
playing
we're
in the
trending
blood,
on,
like as if it's paint.
yeah, we're trending on
Splashing.
Instagram. It's a big hit.
Yeah, I really love that Coco, was it her name Coco?
Coco, yeah.
Coco, the assistant, just keeps finding all these dead people and like
Poor
moving
girl.
on to work for different
She's
galleries because
so
everyone keeps
traumatized.
dying. You'd think she'd quit, but she's strong.
But I think at the end we see her. Maybe she goes back to Michigan. She keeps saying she's gonna go back to.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hope
I mean,
so.
after Jake Gyllenhaal died, he was her last hope for any kind of
Seriously.
income, right?
Yeah.
In the art world, and then
I
he dies.
almost wanted her to be like, oh come on.
Yeah,
Like,
another dead body. God.
yeah, Toni Collette getting her arm chopped off was great. I also just shout out to Toni Collette. I just loved her sharp bob.
Yeah,
Just the
yeah.
hair, everything about her. She has some great like shawls and caftans that she wore.
Yeah, I loved the fashion.
Fashion was good.
They killed it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everyone looked very art world.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say the most annoying character to me was that Don guy who gets hung. I was like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy,
He
well,
was
Weasley
this-
little, but he was
Yeah.
really sold that part. You really were like,
He just jumped on the train.
Yep.
And I think that's lots of big art galleries and art dealers.
Mm.
They just kind of like hear something and they're like, oh, wait, this is big. Oh, I want to be on this.
yeah.
Without even knowing anything about it or caring about it. So that's a lot of the art world too.
Yeah.
So
There's people who just want to ride somebody's coattails.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those coattails look good. I'm hopping on.
I'm hopping on. Yeah.
Speaking of Jake though, and his skill's pretty good.
He was the whole movie. He was great.
Yeah.
I liked seeing him as this like gay, awkward man who like was a little bit bi and in love with Josephine at one point.
Yeah.
Very strange, but I bought his character. I felt like I really knew his character, and I really liked his character.
Did you like his death?
Do I like his death? Yes, I like that the robot killed him.
Yeah.
Because he kind of like shat on the robot.
I wonder why they chose
I
not
like
to
that.
make it too graphic, because it kind of cut away from.
It did, but maybe we don't want to see him die. He's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. Nobody wants to see your dad.
No one wants to see that, but we know what happened.
Yeah. What's the very first kill?
It's the guy, and he's driving,
Oh,
and
the
but he's trying to
installer.
steal the stuff.
Yes.
So when he dies, you're like, we didn't really like him anyway, you know. He was like so annoying.
I love this whole thing is like,
not
I'm
just an art
an
installer.
installer.
Yeah, not
That-
just an installer.
That actor is really funny. I've
Yeah.
seen him in like do a couple of stage parts, and he's like magnetic. He's a very funny dude.
He was great.
Yeah,
You love to hate him, and he was like hitting on the intern, and he was this masculine, arrogant asshole.
He had
And he
one
died
thing that he
fast.
did that I thought this guy's watched somebody do this, and was like he pops open the crate of art that he's stealing, and he's like kind of unlatching it, and then he puts his hand under the crate and he like pops the lid up, and I'm like, that's how you open a crate. Somebody who does this for a living would know.
He's an art creator.
You know, I was like, he probably, I think, talked to somebody. It felt like an actor thing. And I was like,
Yeah,
you know,
they had some good set design
you
people
said
who were really telling them how to
here's how,
maneuver it.
here's how you package art. All right?
Yeah.
Don't make us look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are good. Well, Rach, we're getting in the home stretch here. Let us do, now that we know how everybody dies, let's put everybody in this film in the sandwich.
In the sandwich.
Let's cast a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got focaccia bread.
Maybe that's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay. We're just jumping in. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I
folks.
can't remember.
Rach is hot in the studio. I lost my pen, or I'm going to try to commit it to memory. Okay, here we go. We got focaccia. We got salami.
Focaccia.
Pecorino cream, artichoke, spicy eggplant.
Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, is the focaccia because he's pretty consistently in the film. He's the bread.
Consistent.
He is. He's the part that everyone kind of like. He holds it together.
Yeah, everybody wants a little bit of him.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Salami.
Salami. The Velvet Buzzsaw lady. What's her name?
That's Renee Russo. Rondra.
Rondra.
Rondra. The names are so Rondra.
I think she's salami because
Okay.
she's she's well spiced.
Yeah.
And she's like old, so like salami, it ages. So she's like been aged. But then when you cut her, she's like still kind of like hot looking for how old she probably is in the movie. Well dressed.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like salami,
this
this is like aged salami, but like when you cut it, it's like fresh and amazing. But it's probably been aged for
This
like
is
50
the most
years.
horror take on food I've ever heard. You're being like, she's hot, but she's like,
She's old. But that's salami.
This has got very good.
She's a well-cured curator.
She's withstood. Oh, she's well cured. That's really good. Rachel Berkowitz in the studio, folks. I mean, can we give it up? Okay. The pecorino cream.
I'd say that's Coco.
Oh.
Because she's like all innocent, like pecorino cheese.
Yeah.
Pecorino cheese is very fresh cheese. It's not aged. It's very young cheese.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's kind of all over. Like the cheese when you eat the sandwich, it's in
it's
all
a mess.
the areas.
And she seems to keep getting mixed up in all these different situations.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
She finds herself in the mess.
I didn't realize
everywhere.
Pecorino Romano is like a not so HD.
Yeah,
cheese.
pecorino is at least the pecorino cream cheese that we have in this sandwich.
Has not withstood the test of time. Okay. All right.
You can have dry, hard pecorino cheese, which would be a different vibe.
Totally different vibe.
But this is pecorino cream.
Yeah.
Soft. Young.
Yeah.
Ripe.
And she ends up leaving, and this cream leaks out of the sandwich,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Coco.
Let's go. Artichoke? The artichoke? Creamy artichoke?
I feel like Don and then John Malkovich, his character, are kind of the artichoke because they are very high. Like artichokes are kind of expensive,
Yeah.
And like you only have artichokes in pretentious places, and they're quite sought after vegetables. I feel like they're like, you don't ask like a 2-year-old kid what's your favorite vegetable, and he's like artichoke. Like no, it would be like carrot, or broccoli,
right?
But it's like a rare.
I don't think I've tried an artichoke until I was like, by like late 20s.
Yeah. Also, they're hard to make. I tried making one and it took like 40 minutes.
Oh, because like because you have to boil it for a certain amount of time.
You have to boil it, and then you have to make it taste good too.
Okay.
It's definitely an art to cooking it.
It's a real acquired
and to eating
taste.
it. Then you have to like pick off all those individual little leaves and kind of suck
Why do
that
they even,
tiny little bit.
Italian,
and the rest
right
of the
in. Why do you
leaf is
even
just-
bother?
You discard it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd say that's the artist.
That's
the
Malkovich.
pretentious artist and the pretentious curator. I'd say.
Oh, they're kind of both
They
sides
kind
of the
of
same.
both are the artichoke.
Right.
The artichoke cream. It's not even just artichokes. Artichoke cream. No, you got to take the good part of the artichoke and then make it into the cream.
Oh my god.
It's effort.
Oh my god.
Effort.
Okay. Spicy eggplant?
Spicy eggplant. Again, very difficult to cook and make and to taste good. right?
I love eggplant.
I love eggplant too, but
There's a lot of
it's a
different ways
process.
It's a process. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways to make it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this in particular, I feel like goes with all of the flavors really well. It doesn't overpower.
I want to say.
Who do you think?
Well, I was gonna say. I want to say that they maybe marinated this eggplant.
They
a little
did. Maybe it's Josephine because she's like the up and coming,
bit.
and she's the one who finds all of the paintings in the first place because of
Mm.
her dead neighbor. And then she's a bit cheeky. She
She's
like
a little bit
steals
cheeky.
the paintings and
Yeah.
pretends she finds them in the dumpster, and like maybe
And then they bring those lawyers and like, you found them in a dumpster, and she's like,
Yeah.
yes, that's right, I found them in a dumpster. And she's just like so
Exactly.
quickly on board with like the ruse.
that kind of correlates to marination, doesn't it? She like found the stuff and she like marinated the pieces. You know,
Yes.
She lets it marinate into the art world,
Right.
just like the eggplant.
Yeah.
It's been marinated.
And it's a bit unexpected in here, and she kind of wedges and she kind of asserts her dominance in this movie.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm going to.
She's
make
like, I'm gonna
money
make
on
it
this.
big.
I'm gonna make it big.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the eggplant would never be something that you would put into this sandwich.
No.
But the eggplant, he puts himself in there.
Yeah, and you can't really see it without it.
No.
And we wouldn't
she
really.
probably gets the most action in the movie. So like eggplant, sexual action,
Oh, you're sexual.
like
action.
eggplant emoji.
Oh, there we go. Right. The emoji of it all.
Yeah.
That's right.
She hooks up with all the people. No one else
She
really
does.
right?
Yeah. She hooks up
Yeah.
with the hot up and coming. She hooks up with
Yes.
Jake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she's eggplant.
Yeah. She's kind of living a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josephine, the up and coming curator / manager / agent, she's
Yeah.
gonna be all the things. She's gonna make it big. She's a spicy eggplant.
Spicy eggplant.
The frustrating curator and the frustrating old artist, these two very uppity kind of representations of the art world, are the artichoke.
Yeah.
We've got, she's barely making it, and she's just stepping in all the things. The pecorino romano, the pecorino cream cheese,
Yeah.
cocoa,
Poor Coco.
and then we've got Rene Russo.
Yeah. She
The
is the well-aged salami.
yeah the
Oh wait, is there 6 ingredients? Because then we got Jake Gyllenhaal.
and then Jake Gyllenhaal is the focaccia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't count. Is that 6?
That's it.
6.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually 5.
Oh shit.
You had it right the
I was
first
right
time.
the first
Wow.
time. Amazing.
You're incredible. We got the sandwich. Rachel, this has been a really fascinating chat. And it's been such a pleasure to talk to you about
You
this. I am
too.
so glad to be able to talk to an actual visual artist about this movie. And thank you for such a deep dive on just the artistic process and the way you work.
Thank you.
Again, I really, really dig your stuff. I love the abstract stuff pulls me in so much, and it really is that journey of the story and giving it interpretation, giving it meaning, trying to both figure it out and also write my own thing over
Yes.
it. It's I love that kind of stuff, and
Thank you.
I love the way you're kind of pose that whole thought of I want you to kind of get lost in the piece, and there's that the approach to the experience with the artist. Again, it's the thing I was just really drawn to your work. I was like, this is very serious. I think there's multiple levels going on here with every piece.
Aw, thanks,
So
Autumn. I appreciate you.
I love your stuff. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, tell our audience about where they can catch some of your work, or where they can just become your huge fans. Where else they can get schooled in fine art by you.
Well, I have classes and I have shows and things. And you can find them all on my website or my Instagram. Everything is the same. Rachel Berkowitz Art, RachelBerkowitz.com. That's me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Rachel. And thank you all for joining us on Scary Movie and a Sandwich. I hope you join us next time. And until then,
Stay hungry and stay scared.